This time it's drag racing with guns, fast strings of fire at the U.S. Steel Nationals. Plus the Colt 1878, now one of history's guns. And world-class training with 3 world champs in Las Vegas.
This is Shooting USA, reporting the stories of America's shooting sports.
Of all the variations of the practical pistol sports, the one thought of as the fastest is steel shooting. How quickly can you draw and shoot 5 steel targets? Well, it seems simple enough, but when you're at the top of the sport, it comes down to hundreds of seconds. It's lightning quick bang and clang action, but as steel shooting has expanded to include rimfire pistols and rifles, steel has become a welcoming format for all skill levels and all ages, with entire families attracted to the sport. John Scouten takes us to Daytona, Florida for the National Championships of the U.S. Steel Nationals.
Stand by.
The unmistakable sound of the start signal and a clean run on steel. 5 shots, 5 hits. This is steel shooting. Stand in the box, wait for the beep, draw and shoot 5 steel targets as fast as you can. Do it 5 times and keep your best 4 times for score. At the highest level, shooters are splitting hundreds of seconds, putting it all together in as little as a second and a half. But it's not just the fastest guns here. This is a sport for everyone, man or woman, young or old. There is a place for you in steel shooting. That attracts the industry support that makes the match happen.
Couldn't have done it without all of our sponsors, especially Smith & Wesson, which they've sponsored this event since the beginning.
The primary reason the gun companies like Smith & Wesson want to be involved here is that there are divisions for just about every gun out there, because there are essentially 2 matches that make up the U.S. Steel Nationals, differentiated by the ammunition, rimfire and centerfire. There are rimfire pistols, revolvers, and even rifles, either with optics or without. In my case, it's a Smith & Wesson M&P 1522 Sport. And the same goes for the centerfire guns, revolvers, and semi-autos, optics, or iron sights. All are welcome and have a division in steel shooting. The key difference between rimfire and centerfire: rimfire strings start from the low ready, eliminating the draw, making this division ideal for new shooters, like 6-year-old Venice Oliver.
I like shooting.
Dad Ron is a regular frontrunner in the rimfire open carbine division. His skills are clearly rubbing off on Venice.
Good job.
Okay, gotcha.
Got me. That was awesome run. Yeah.
The Olivers aren't the only family with steel shooting in the blood. Max Friedman enjoys this match as part of his spring break.
We come here every year, and also my family, we always come down here and we make it into a vacation.
A shooting vacation every year that Max and his family can plan on. Something everyone else can plan on: the 8 courses of fire that make up the Steel Nationals, comprised of 4 target steel and the stop plate. The steel will always be one of 3 shapes and sizes: the 10-inch round plate, the 12-inch round plate, or the 18 by 24-inch rectangle. Between shooters, all of the steel is repainted to give each competitor a clean look at the targets. The steel shooting format is also very accessible for adaptive shooters like Dan Jordan, putting together some solid strings on the stage 5 to go. Another longtime steel competitor is Trevor Baucom. This time he's giving the rimfire rifle a try.
Rifle's fun. It's new, but it's fun.
It is a lot of fun, but there is a serious fight for the win going on here. Max Michel is taking no prisoners on the stage speed option. His best 4 strings total 8.16 seconds, almost half a second faster than the next closest shooter. It's performances like this that give Max the overall win in the rimfire division by nearly 4 seconds. We're not done at the U.S. Steel Nationals yet. Tony Pignato joins us for coverage of the centerfire match.
And we have that action coming up next.
Comfortable to carry, comfortable to shoot. It's slim, concealable, and powerful protection. The M&P Shield by Smith & Wesson. Confidence? We perfected that years ago.
Shooting USA is brought to you by the M&P by Smith & Wesson, advanced by design.
The U.S. Steel Nationals is made up of 2 matches, the rimfire and the centerfire.
There are a lot of divisions in the centerfire match, and it lasts 2 full days. Our day 1 coverage starts now.
Day 2 of the U.S. Steel Nationals is the beginning of the centerfire match.
Key differences here, besides the calibers that the shooters must now draw from the wrists above shoulders, also known as the surrender starting position.
The majority of the shooters will choose their iron-sighted guns for the first day of the centerfire match. Limited division, production division, and revolvers are all seen on the stages.
The gun companies have sent their top pro shooters to race for the win and show off the latest offerings.
Smith & Wesson has a pair of world-class revolver shooters wearing the team jerseys, led by David Olhasso.
David gets right to work on the stage roundabout.
He's getting faster, shaving hundreds of seconds off each string of fire.
All of these strings are keepers, and now he can let it rip.
It was quick, but there was a miss. The 3-second penalty doesn't hurt him. That's the throwaway.
Pushed it a little bit?
The last run, I had 4 clean runs, so when you get 4 clean ones, you can either do another clean one or you can try and be a hero. So you lose a little if you're a hero and it falls down, but if you hook up, you gain a couple tenths. So I lost in the last one, but I got the first 20 shots hit, so that's all that matters.
Josh Lentz is also running in the Smith & Wesson Blue. As a decorated champion IDPA, Josh is finding his way in steel shooting.
Wow, he took over a 1/10 of a second off on that string, matching David's pace. After his last shots fly, Josh is just a fraction off of the pace set by teammate David.
Roundabout went pretty well. Coming into this event, I don't really practice it. This is only my second Steel Challenge competition. So I'm just coming out here and just shooting, looking at my sights and just shooting the gun, and I'm happy with my performance so far.
Mark Itzstein also has a long resume with a wheel gun. He is poised to play the role of spoiler, and the others know it.
Mark's been practicing like a fiend, and someone needs to give him a job so he can stop practicing all day long.
Mark's first 2 strings of fire are off the 2.7 second pace. That's more like it. And string 4 is the fastest we've seen, a 2:47.
And that 3.34 is the throwaway.
Roundabout's been good to me in the past, so I pushed it. Had a couple of good runs, had a couple of not so good runs, but I think we all finished up within 0.2 of a second.
3 similar results from 3 similar guns. But Mark's Smith & Wesson Titanium and Scandium Model 327 has one key difference: the caliber.
38 long Colt.
Yeah, last year I shot 38 special, and with a light bullet and a little bit of powder, if you come out of the draw too fast, all the powder rushes to the front of the case, and you can get squibs, and you'll definitely get a light shot. So last year there's a lot of giggling and joking because apparently my shots were a little bit light.
For David, it's the new 9mm offering, the Model 929.
And it was really a question of whether it would work. My old USPSA gun was a hand-built gun, so I went to a factory gun now. So the 929 is the obvious choice. It's a little bit heavier going out, and I thought that might affect the draws, but the timer tells the truth. There's no difference. So I'm really happy with the gun.
Like Mark, David has added a Hogue custom big butt grip and custom sights.
Hogue grip and sights on the gun pretty much. It's got Dawson front and a bow and rear. That bow and rear is really cool. It gives a nice crisp sight picture.
Josh is also running the new Smith & Wesson Model 929.
Well, I wanted to use a new gun, and I got it in last couple months, and it's been a great gun. Titanium cylinder is great, accuracy's great. It's a factory configuration, and I'm liking it so far.
Like the others, Josh also has a custom sight combination.
I have an XS front sight. I have those as standard on all my guns, a bow and rear sight.
As the trio of wheel gunners make their way to the final stage for their match, it's Josh with a little over 5-second lead on Mark and almost 10 seconds on David.
It puts Josh in a good position to tie up the championship for the Iron Sight Revolver Division.
The stage showdown has 2 shooting positions. 3 strings are fired from one and 2 from the other.
Even with a little afternoon rain, Josh is on cruise control. And that was Josh's 3rd string from the left side box. He has to move now.
He's ready. Stand by.
And it doesn't seem to be an issue.
One of his 3.51s gets thrown out, and Josh locks up the win with a 12.98 for the stage. After that exclamation point on his final stage, Josh Lentz captures the Iron Sight Revolver Championship in style, almost 6 seconds ahead of Mark Itzstein.
In the limited division, it's all BJ Norris, and in the production division, it's Dave Savigny.
Max Michel was hot early, setting a new sub-7-second record on Smoke and Hope, but consistent shooting throughout gives the win to Dave.
Next, it's the fastest guns in the match. The open division is on deck. Stay with us.
Conditions change. Your measure of success does not. The new Bushnell Elite Tactical DMR-2I's illuminated G3 reticle allows you to adjust instantly to changing light to deliver exact holdovers at any range, all with effortless control. So you can conquer any target, at any distance, in any light, every time. The new Elite Tactical DMR-2I, only from Bushnell.
Shooting USA is brought to you by Blackhawk, honor as a way of life, and by the M&P by Smith & Wesson, advanced by design.
It's the final day of the U.S. Steel Nationals. This is the day that the open guns see time on the range.
Dot optics and compensators are the norm, with everyone fighting for each split second in hopes of capturing the title National Champion.
Day 3, and Mother Nature has thrown a curveball. Raindrops and red dots generally don't mix.
I don't mind the rain. I really don't. I'm a southern boy from Louisiana, and we don't mind getting dirty. So if it rains, it's no problem.
And it's business as usual.
He clearly isn't bothered by the rain. Max is laying down the fastest string seen on the stage, easily 1/10 of a second faster per string than the rest of the field. That's his first bobble, still a 194.
This will be his throwaway. Max's best 4 totals 7.34, the best for the division.
On the stage roundabout, the skies have cleared, and Casey Cochran is making it known that she intends to unseat the defending Ladies Open Division champion, Jessie Duff.
And this is the kind of shooting that will do just that. A slight stumble there.
That's a great recovery. Final string, solid. Casey's best 4 total 9.28.
Jessie knows what needs to be done, and Roundabout is historically one of her stronger stages. But that's not how she wants to start.
She's getting faster with every string, but these need to be sub 2.3 to catch Casey. Final string now, and she needs a good one. That's the stuff. Jessie's best 4 total 9.78, giving the edge to Casey.
On the stage speed option, the trio of elite revolver shooters is battling it out, this time with Red Dot Optics on their wheel guns.
Mark Itzstein gets the ball rolling on the stage, but quickly finds himself making pickup shots.
With only 8 shots in the cylinder, there isn't much room for error.
That's a solid finish. He throws out that 7-shot 468.
Stand by.
Next up is Josh. String 1 has a pickup shot, but it's quick.
That's more like what he's looking for.
But this isn't. That was an 8-shot string, danger close to a reload.
And unless you're Jerry Michlik, a reload is going to add over a second. That's the way to recover. Josh throws out that 8-shot 548 and edges by Mark by 18 hundredths of a second.
David Alasso is next. And it's safe to say that he didn't intend to start off with a 7-shot string.
He needs these next 2 strings to be solid. He's getting faster, shaving hundreds of seconds off each string of fire.
That's the way to finish. His 4 keepers total 13.68.
It's a battle of the highest order for the men of the open division.
It turned into a 3-way sprint between BJ Norris, Casey Eusebio, and Max Michel.
After separating himself early, Max has allowed the other 2 back into the race. But Roundabout is a stage he typically dominates.
And he's going to continue that trend. It's an amazing effort. His throwaway is a 2:07, another best for the match performance for Max Michel.
Roundabout went well. I had to eat 1 pickup shot, but it was a quick pickup, so every run was less than 2 seconds, and that's all I can ask for going in.
The open division standings after 7 stages tell the story, with Casey less than a second ahead of BJ and Max a little over 2 seconds behind in 3rd. Outer Limits is the final stage. This time it's 4 strings of fire with the best 3 for score.
The shooters must move between the shooting boxes. It's a tough stage to make up ground on.
Max leaves it all on the range, posting an astounding time, 11.17. But he will need some serious disasters from the others to have a chance.
Now it's BJ. And a solid set of 3 strings could be enough to put the pressure back on KC for the title.
Oh, these extras don't help. He's got to be clean on the final 2 strings.
A couple of pickups there add time. BJ's best 3 total, 11.74.
Casey needs at least a 1251 total here to lock up this championship.
More extras in string 2. And again in string 3.
Final string now. And he's done it. The 3 keepers total 12.17, good enough to give Casey the win. The results for the Open Division Revolver show David Olaso on top, almost 4.5 seconds ahead of second place.
In the race for the Open Division Semi-Autos, it ends up being a close one, with Casey holding on, BJ Norris in second, just less than 0.4 of a second back, and Max Michel over 2 seconds back in third.
A great performance from Casey. Coming next, Jim's back with the Double Action Army, Colt's famed revolver that came after the Peacemaker. And later, world-class training with 3 world champs at Max Michel's Pro Shooter Experience in Las Vegas.
Out of all you'll spend on shooting this year, this is the most important, a membership in the NRA. Join at shootingusa.com and I'll pay $10 for you. It's that important. This is custom gun making, hand fitting, slide to frame, hand cutting the magwell, blending the surfaces of the slide, the frame, and the beaver tail. At every step, a Les Baer Custom 1911 is hand fitted to tolerances no CNC machine can match for match grade accuracy. And a Les Baer Custom 1911 is priced at 1/3 of what you'd pay any other gun maker. See all the 1911s and rifles at lesbaer.com. Shooting USA is brought to you by Les Baer Customs 1911s, hand fitted to perfection because you'll accept no less. The 1873 Single Action Army, the Peacemaker, the Colt most often thought of as the gun that won the West. But that wasn't all Colt was doing in the 1870s. 5 years after the Peacemaker was introduced, Colt followed the new trend in Europe with a double action. It got a new name, the Frontier, but it was not nearly as successful on the Frontier as the Peacemaker. The model of 1878 is now one of history's guns. No doubt this revolver looks familiar, and there's good reason for that. It was patented by Colt in the late 1870s, but it's not the gun that won the West, the legendary Single Action Army. This is clearly a double action, the Colt model of 1878.
As you can tell, there's no question that it has a little bit of a relationship to the Colt Single Action. From this point on, it looks like a Colt Single Action. But then again, once you remove your hand, you can see there's some major differences. You know, the shape of the frame is different to accommodate the mechanism. Of course, it has the bird's head grip, or as the Brits call it, parrot beak grip. Of course, the gun can be fired single action as well.
Colt debuted this double action just 5 years after the Single Action Army and branded its new revolver with a Wild West name, aiming to sell the black powder 6-gun to cowboys and lawmen. But the Frontier, as Colt called its new double action, did not catch fire in the West, nor did other DAs, double actions of the period, due largely to the success of Colt's own single action.
The U.S. was kind of Johnny-come-lately when it involved double action, and the Brits and the Belgians especially cut right through to the chase on this and came up with some pretty darn good DAs right away.
With little success in the American market, Colt set its sights on Europe, and especially Great Britain. The Brits were already using double actions, and the parrot beak grip on the 1878 was a lot like several British designs. A good many of Her Majesty's military officers bought and carried the Colt, preferring it to English double actions like the Webley.
Amazingly enough, even though the Brits had much better double actions than those produced by Colt at the time, these had a little bit of a vogue in England, and they were purchased in some quantities.
Ultimately, Colt sold 50,000 Model 1878s, including a few to the U.S. military. And those 50,000 were chambered in a wide range of calibers.
This particular revolver was available in lots and lots and lots of different calibers. They made them from 1878 to 1907. The U.S. military adopted them for a short period of time. They're good guns. They were in .45 Colt.
The Colt Gary is shooting was built for the British military and issued in a standard British caliber.
And it's in the British caliber .476 military caliber. .476 being basically a round that it had a .455 bullet. The case diameter was actually .476. It was a formidable round, but it was also interchangeable with .455 Webley. To load it, you put it on half cock, open the loading gate, and start dropping in the ammo. In this particular case, we're using black powder .455 loads because we don't have any .476 loads. Nobody does. But the rounds were interchangeable at the period, so this is totally correct. Lest somebody think the .455 is a wimpy load, trust me, it's not.
Gary believes this revolver's big drawback is its long and heavy trigger pull. Other than that, the revolver is well built, reliable, and accurate. A typical Colt.
The 1878 represents the fact that Colt was seriously getting into the double action market. They had basically recognized that this was going to be the wave of the future. And the 78 showed that Colt was in the double action market to stay.
The Colt remained in production for 30 years, but the early 1900s brought new and better double actions and brought the end for the model of 1878.
It was pretty much of a dead end. It was finished. There were so many other better double actions out there, swing out cylinders and Smith & Wessons and Colts and whatnot, that it was pretty well toast at that time.
By the turn of the century, the double action Frontier and the single action Peacemaker would both be footnotes in the long history of firearms development. But Colt would be back with a hugely successful single action, John Browning's 1911. Coming next, some time with the two newest Colts from that long history, the Combat Unit Railgun and the new Defender.
Day after day, it's there. It's ready for when you need it the most. The Rapid Safe combines fast, touch-free ease of use with safety and security. The Rapid Safe from Hornady.
Shooting USA is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, and by Bushnell Performance Optics.
Here is the latest offering in the broad line of 1911s from Colt. This is the Colt Combat Unit Railgun, and it draws that name from the underbarrel rail here. But that is just the beginning of what is the latest iteration from Colt of a fighting semi-auto. They've got forward cocking serrations. The front sight is a Novak Night sight for easy acquisition in all lighting conditions. The 5-inch National Match barrel enhances accuracy. The rather coarse 25 lines per inch front strap checkering and under trigger guard relief here enhance your grip. All of these features were incorporated with input from members of the Colt Combat Unit, Ken Hackathorn and Daryl Holland. Both men used the new Colt Combat Unit railgun in a series of pro tips filmed at Gun Sight in northern Arizona, and both guns performed flawlessly. As does the one we have here, chambered in .45. One enhancement to the Colt Combat Unit railgun that you can't see but you can feel when you shoot it is the dual spring recoil system. The overall weight and balance of this full-size 1911 manages the felt recoil of the .45 very well. When you add in the progressive tension of that dual spring system, you end up with a very pleasant shooting 1911. The Colt Combat Unit railgun is available in .45 like this one or 9mm. Retail price just under $1,500.
And I've got the Small Colt, the new enhanced defender in stainless steel, designed to stand up to everyday carry. It's chambered in either 9mm or 45 ACP in its 3-inch barrel. Comes with a drilled aluminum trigger, upswept beaver tail grip safety, and low-mount Novak 3-dot carry sights over the enhanced hammer. The grips are G10 and well-textured to enhance your grip. The Defender is a Series 80 action, so the firing pin block adds a degree of safety, but you won't feel it as the trigger lifts the block before dropping the hammer. Trigger action is crisp, smooth, and without any trace of creep. The new Defender is thoroughly upgraded to be your 2-pound full-power carry piece, but the price isn't. Suggested retail in stainless, $8.99. And still ahead, it's the Ultimate Guys Weekend in Vegas with speed shooting world champ Max Michel.
Experience more control. Experience more edge. Experience more power. Experience M&P by Smith & Wesson.
Shooting USA is brought to you by STI and the continuing evolution of the 1911, and by Comtac Everyday Carry Holsters. There are very few people in the industry who shoot for a living. Well, you've seen one of them frequently on Shooting USA for at least a decade. We could talk about Max Michel's list of accomplishments for maybe an entire show. But instead, we'll show you how he's giving back to the sport he enjoys. And most recently, how he's turned a weekend-long training session into the experience of a lifetime. Call it the Ultimate Guys Weekend. Guns, go-karts, and good competition in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that was fun.
3 days of training with 3 world champions. It is an experience created by a pro shooter for other shooters who want to improve their game, those who want to win.
I just want to tell you, your grip is on point. I love it.
A unique opportunity to learn from 3 world championship shooters. So opportunity like that doesn't come by every day. Got to take it when you can.
Emphasize the transition and de-emphasize the splits.
Okay. This is Max Michel's pro shooter experience. And the name refers to the man who came up with the big idea.
So the whole premise was, let's get 3 world champion shooters together that are not just world champion shooters, but are the kind of folks that you want to associate with, great ambassadors of the game, and really give back and provide an opportunity for folks out there that don't get to shoot for a living, that are not world champions, an opportunity to act as if they are for the weekend.
Max is a former member of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit's Action Shooting Team, now living his dream as a professional shooter and world champion. But this, teaching, is his passion.
Over-exaggerated.
Yeah, I met Max down in Louisiana, and I've always wanted to get into the shooting sport because I'm from New Jersey, and there's not a big shooting community out there, so there's no better way to learn than with the best.
So one of the best in the game handpicked 2 of his closest friends to headline this premier event.
You know, if I was going to have my son train with someone, it would be those guys.
Like Max, Team Remington's Travis Tomasi is also a former member of the Army shooting team and holds dozens of championship titles. He, too, continues to give back to the community that he grew up in.
Presenting that mag well as you're activating the mag release simultaneously. It's certainly a passion of mine, and I actually take about as much or more satisfaction in that and actually shooting. I mean, it's great. You spend so much time building your technique and coming up in the sport, and to be able to translate that to newer shooters or even if they're not new, you know, they just want to get better.
This is a race, but it's a race against yourself.
J.J. Racaza rounds out the 3 champion shooters, a former firearms instructor for the Department of Homeland Security. J.J. is now training civilians rather than federal agents.
The best thing in the world is when they come in here with an empty glass and they have that look and they're here just willing to learn. And once you fill that glass a little bit, it's kind of like this eye-opener experience for them.
18 shooters have traveled from all over the country, even around the world, to be here at the Pro Shooter Experience.
Max and JJ and Travis all in the same room, and I almost had to pinch myself. Like, am I here right now? I haven't been shooting long enough to deserve this, but I'm very grateful for it.
Grateful for the training and for the opportunity to blow up a Tannerite stuffed watermelon with a few full auto guns, the M4, the MP5, and the SAW, the squad automatic weapon.
My souvenir.
Guys also have the chance to win guns, gear, and other prizes thanks to dozens of sponsors who help shape the experience. The fun even continues off the range, onto the Las Vegas Strip, and onto the racetrack.
Yeah, this is a blast. I really enjoyed it.
It's an experience defined by one man's prestigious shooting career to encourage others to get out to the range and have fun doing it.
I want them to walk away with the biggest smile they've ever had. I want them to truly enjoy themselves. Yes, I want them to be better. Yes, I want them to learn as much as they possibly can. But I want them to be able to look back a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and see one of these guys on the range somewhere down the road and say, remember the time in Vegas and da-da-da-da-da, and that's what it's about.
A memorable time in Vegas. This is Max's first Pro Shooter Experience, but it's not going to be his last. Each of the 18 shooters who participated have already said they're signing up again for next year. You'll see why in a minute. Coming next, getting instant results with the training techniques from the pros that work.
On March 29, 1911, the Armed Forces adopted a pistol that would change the world. For decades to come, men and women relied on the most trusted pistol in history as they fought the toughest battles to protect our freedom. Today, we celebrate another great victory, introducing the all-new Colt Competition pistol, designed for heroes, created for champions. We didn't just make history, we're still making it.
Shooting USA is brought to you by Colt. Built one at a time, proven every round. Practical shooting is one of the most popular handgun sports in the world. More than 200,000 members in 89 countries compete under the International Practical Shooting Confederation umbrella. 30,000 of them are in the United States. It's fun, it's competitive, and like any sport, there's always room to improve. So that's why a group of dedicated shooters from around the world invested their time and money to learn from 3 champions in Las Vegas. If you want to shoot as fast as a world champion, then let one teach you.
Act like there's somebody chasing you down.
Better yet, let 3 teach you.
It's about as much as you're gonna get with that gas pedal, you know what I mean? What I'm doing is I'm building their grip, the correct grip that I wanna see, and then I index, just putting a line between the right and left hand, and now they get instant feedback when they draw or anytime they present the gun.
This training is the foundation of the Pro Shooter Experience, created by multi-time champ Max Michel. And make no mistake, these pro shooters get paid to shoot and win.
Now I'm a shooting nerd. How do I know that? Because I have no life, right? So I have no life, man. I change diapers and I shoot guns. That's what I do for a living.
You watch these guys on YouTube and you think, they look kind of weird. And you try and do this stuff they do, and it's like, oh, no, this doesn't work, and you just don't do it. But then you come and learn what they're doing, why they're doing, and the little tips and tricks that they've got. It's like, wow, that really works. That is fantastic.
Paul Fegan traveled from Australia to Las Vegas to be here.
It's a long way from here, very long way. It took me about 30 hours in total.
The Aussie is one of 18 guys taking advantage of this unique opportunity to train with Max, Travis Tomasi, and JJ Racaza.
Even though there are 18 of them, we've broken it down to groups of 6. Doing that gives them individual attention. Because every shooter comes out here with their own issues, with their own technique, with their own style, and there's not one simple technique or drill that will fix everyone. I wish there was. It would make my job a lot easier.
It's 3 days of training with 3 world champs to correct bad habits on the range and improve one's skill in the shooting sports.
Max Michel, JJ, and Travis, amazing what they showed me. It's game changing. It's going to be so different for me when I get back home now. There's no way I'm telling guys back home what I can do. They can watch and fail. That's the idea.
The one-on-one time is effective. After 2 days of training, Steve Fouts puts his new knowledge to the test on a USPSA stage. Each run provides the insight Steve has been waiting for. A big improvement, shaving 3 seconds off his stage run.
It's a good feeling. It's nice to be with somebody that's got an eye to be able to critique you to help you improve. 3 seconds doesn't sound like much, but that's could be the difference between first and last.
And the man who created the Pro Shooter experience is ecstatic because it's proof that the training works.
It's pretty awesome to see these guys improve, and some of them I've worked with several times, so I can see their improvement over the years, and others I've just met. Watching them progress as much as they have, it's been incredible, so it's a lot of fun and very rewarding. The last split was better.
Young gun William Howell is also reaping the benefits. The 19-year-old is one of the youngest to attend, and like everyone else, Will hopes to move up in USPSA competition.
Shaved off almost a full second, I think, already.
They're so encouraging, a bunch of fun guys. They try to do their best with teaching anybody that's kind of younger, trying to give them little points, trying to help them get better, because that's what they want to see. They want younger people to be able to be the kind of next generation of shooting for them and help really promote the sport.
There you go. Looking better.
Young or old, Max Michel's Pro Shooter experience is appealing to both generations, and it's a good indication of a strong future for the shooting sports.
I think it shows what great growth we're having in the shooting sports. Practical shooting continues to grow. You're seeing younger people involved in it, and that makes me feel very good that, that the sport is healthy, and I think this really represents a lot of that growth.
Growing the sport with Max, Travis, and JJ, creating stronger competitors and more competition in the shooting sports. Well, up next, another pro shooter, Julie Gollop, is with us with some tips for first-time gun owners on how to do it safely. Shooting USA is brought to you by Les Baer Customs 1911s, hand-fitted to perfection because you'll accept no less. Whether you're about to buy your first gun or if you've collected a safe full over the years, gun safety has to be a priority. It certainly is for Smith & Wesson Pro Julie Gollop, who has some tips on safe gun handling that should never become casual.
Whether you're a new or experienced gun owner, firearm safety is always important. Everyone who shoots should know and understand the basic rules of firearm safety. In today's pro tip, we're going to go over the basic rules of firearm safety that everyone should know. By always treating guns as if they're loaded, never pointing a firearm at anything you don't wish to destroy, always keeping your fingers straight and off the trigger until you're on target, and always being aware of your target and what's beyond it, that will make you a safe and responsible gun owner. It's always a good idea to commit these rules to memory, but just in case, why not post them in your gun safe? Now, we all know the basic rules of firearm safety, but let's get into the details. There's no such thing as casual gun handling, and it's a good idea to get in the habit of picking up and using the firearm in your strong hand. This is going to help you control that muzzle direction much easier. You also want to be able to access the firearm's controls with whatever hand that's going to allow you to keep the gun in your strong hand. For example, you want to avoid transferring the gun to your support hand to, say, rack the slide. And the reason you want to avoid doing this, you don't want to accidentally place your finger on the trigger or drop the firearm. This is going to help you become safer and more efficient and be able to let you use the firearm when you need it. Make it a habit. Whether you're dry firing at home or if you're shooting on the range, practicing your gun handling skills with the gun in your dominant hand will not only become easier, you'll be safer for it. Finally, always store your firearms safely when they are not in use. Chances are your gun came with a gun lock when you bought it, but if you don't have one, visit projectchildsafe.org for a free gun lock. There are also safes big and small that help you store your firearms safely and allow you quick and easy access should you need it. Remember, firearm safety is your responsibility.
Thanks, Julie. Good reminders. And we'll help you find Project Child Safe for a free gun lock with a link at our website. Plus, we've got more information on the next Steel Nationals and how to get involved in family steel shooting, and a link to information on Mac's Pro Shooter experience. All of that and more is at shootingusa.com. For all of us, I'm Jim Scout. Shoot safely, shoot often, and keep them in the 10 ring.